All right, guys, welcome to the Sunday Sauce session. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? We're starting right about now. Okay, welcome to everybody that joining with the replay. We're starting now. Let us wait for a couple of people to join us. I'm also trying to send a bit of reminders here to the community. So let's settle down. It's gonna be an amazing week, guys, by the way, because I've got a lot in store for you guys. During my analysis today and yesterday, I saw a lot of potential setups, right? And I'd like to share all of this with you. All right, I'll share all of this with you. All right, good. So we have less than 10 people here, so more people are going to join. So let me know where you are joining us from, guys. Let me know how you're doing, right? Type some things in the chat box. Let's see. Hey, Mr. Richard, good evening, my brother. How you doing? Hawk Pips, how you doing, bro? Jay, how you doing, my brother? All right. Good, guys. As you can tell, I am excited today because this coming week, I'm actually expecting to make a lot of money in the financial market. And for people that know how to trade, you will know that where price is right now across a lot of currency pairs, price at a point where it's about to either a buy is about to happen or a sell is about to happen or price is about to change trend. Okay, so I'm just excited. Mr. Mike, how you doing, my brother? I'm doing amazing. I'll be doing amazing too. All right. So for people that are here on the live, let me know who here made money last week. Who made money last week in the financial markets? Did you make money or did you lose money? Okay, let me know in the chat box real quick. Okay, so we'll go right into the charts in the next 2 to 3 minutes. Papilo, my brother, how you doing, bro? So let me know if you made money in the chat box. So just comment, I made money or I lost money. Okay, it's fine. I mean, losing is part of business, all right? So as long as you want to learn how to make money, you're fine. Okay, we have to be honest about all of these things. All right. Good. So we have more people connecting. For people that will join the replay, my sincere apologies. Oh, Up Pips. Up Pips said I made money. Awesome. I'm super proud that you made money. Let me tell you what happened last week. For me, I've been waiting for most of my setups to align from Monday. Like I had my markups ready, but do you know that I did not make any money in the financial market until Friday? And I think that was around 4 p.m. Cyprus time Friday, and I only entered one particular trade, and it was a trade on Euro GBP. All right, I took entry on the 1 minute chart, and under 6 to 7 minutes, right, I made good money on my account. So it took me 5 days to wait for a trade setup that took just 6 to 7 minutes. It's crazy what the market does to you. I mean, so before we can make money in the market, we really have to be able to exercise a whole lot of patience. The market is going to test your patience. Like I always say, the Forex market moves money from the impatient to the patient, right? So if you can wait, okay, trading, as we all know, is 80% waiting. You are waiting for the right setups, the right condition, and then 20% buying and selling. If your goal is to trade every single day, you cannot be profitable consistently. You cannot see a profitable trade every day. Like I don't see any profitable trader that is trading every. I mean, man, like you don't need to trade every day in essence, right? Wait for the perfect setups. Like I always say, you only want to be trading high probability trades. All right. Mr. Fisalami said, you made small penny as long as you're making money, as long as you are seeing the potentials in the markets. That's enough. If you can make $1 in the foreign exchange market, that means you have the potential to make a whole lot more than that. All right. So let's go right into the chart. So let me know the pairs that you want me to analyze, and then I'll also analyze the pairs that I'm actually looking for to trade in this particular week. So type in the chat box, right, the pairs that you want me to analyze for you, and then we'll spot some zones we should trade from in this coming week. All right. So that's what on you guys. Mr. Ezekiel Ebenezer, good evening. How are you doing? So we have the first setup here. Mr. Desmond said we should look at GBP USD. Also, we should look at Euro USD. All right, so good. So let me quickly just share my screen. Give me a second. How do I share my screen? All right. Give me a second, guys. Hold on. Hold on. All right. So we are also going to look at USD JPY and NAS 100. We also look at gold, and then also Richard. All right. So let's start with GBP USD, and then we'll go to Euro USD real quick. All right. So let me go back to the chart. So GBP USD, let's go. So I'm actually also waiting on GBP USD to do something. I've been waiting on this guy for the last 2 weeks now. All right, so let's check out GBP from the high. So let me remove everything here. I already have some markups here. So what I'll do is I'll just remove this. I remove this, and then I trade. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. All right, so let's look at what's going on the daily chart on GBP USD. Now we have been looking at this guy for a while. If you go to weekly, you know the trend on GBP USD and every USD pair that USD is the quote has been very, very clear. Price is bearish. That means the strength of the dollar is still very, very high. All right, it's still very, very high. Okay, so now the daily chart is saying this. All right, so on the daily, let me mark this out for you guys so you see what's going on. On daily, price has been trending all the way down. We can see this. You can see, and the price is currently as retraced. Remember, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, we analyzed and saw that price was going to react at this point because price is in a supply. All right. And then this is October 4. That's 2 weeks ago. We are seeing price retracing here. So right now, on the daily, price is still very much bearish. So we should still be looking for an opportunity to sell this guy. So when you look at, so let's go to the 4 hours lower time frame and then look at what price has been doing. All right. So on lower time frame, we can see this market structure here. We can see that over here at the retracement, into this zone, price was bullish, right? And then we can see price going bearish over here, and then again we can see the order flow changing to bullish again. So until this moment last week, price was actually bullish. So this was the trend over here, okay, on the 4 hours. And then what I was looking for was price to change to bearish, okay. And then we found that on Thursday or Wednesday, price changed from bullish to bearish because of this structure here. So this was a lower, higher low that price broke. So we can see this break here. You can see the structure here, right? So, and you can see price retracing back into supply. So over here is an intention for the bearers to take control. So in this zone, I'm expecting a sell inside this zone. So this is a 4-hour order flow. Price is now bearish on GBP USD. So in this coming week, except price does something really crazy, and but my ultimate bias for GBP USD is to short this guy, right? I'm going to short GBP USD one side, go on 15 minutes, and then I look for a particular confirmation, right? I wouldn't tell you that confirmation because, hey, that's what we teach in the premium mentorship, right? What we should look out for to take entry. But the general market structure is bearish. So except price should break this high here, except price breaks this point, this high, okay, that's when you should be looking to possibly buy. All right. So even if you look for buys, you wait for price to break the zone, retrace into the supply that broke, into the demand that broke the zone, and then you buy into the zone. But right now, there's no bullish intention, right? Price is obviously bearish. So based on your entry strategy, you'll be in the direction of the money if you are looking to sell here. So this is a 4-hour chart. So start selling, looking for a good setup to sell on the 1-hour chart, on the 30 minutes chart, on 15 minutes chart, or on the 5 minutes. All of this here is a huge block of supply. All right. There's been a lot of distribution going on in this point. All right. Good. So that's my take on GBP USD. I hope that makes sense to you, Mr. Desmond. Yeah. So someone is asking. So this kid asking, what's the chance of GBP USD turning bullish? Yeah, so I just showed you that on the chart. Except once price breaks that high and then there is a retracement, you can start looking for opportunity to buy it. All right, because right now on the daily chart, um, price is bearish on daily chart, and on the 4-hour chart now, we've seen price shifts momentum order flow from bullish to bearish. Okay, so let's go back into the chart. Now we are going to look at Euro USD. Okay, so that's the next pair by Mr. Desmond. Euro USD is over here. All right, so let me delete everything on my charts. So as always, let's check the higher time frame to get a bit of perspective about the general movement of this market. So you can see easily that price is bearish and price is on the weekly. You can see price retracing towards the supply. If you go to the daily chart, okay, if you go to the daily charts, what can we see? Now, when we look to the past, let me make this a bit bigger. On the daily charts, you can see the structure, the market. You can see price doing this and this. And 2 weeks ago, we said price was going to react in this zone. All right. So we got a reaction here October 4th. At the same time, we got a reaction on GBP USD. So right now, price is bearish on the daily, right? So we want to, because, so let's say you do not catch this move down. Now, in real time, what can you do to take entry? Let's go to the 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour charts, what are we looking at price doing? Okay. So the same thing that we have occurring similar to GBP USD, we can see price shifting. So look at this guy here, just what price is doing currently. Now, let me confirm something with my Heikin sheet. I use the Heikin sheet to confirm something. Make this bigger. Okay, good. So we have market structure somewhere here. Okay, good. So over here, let me go back to the chart. So over here is a block where we're expecting price to short. So on Euro USD over here as well, inside this block of supply, I'm looking to short this guy. And already we are seeing some sort of weakness here. All right. And we might see liquidity being grabbed here because we can see equal highs here on the 4 hours, which is liquidity that can be grabbed. All right. But ideally, this zone is a supply zone. All right. We can see price grabbing this liquidity over here into the supply. So this might be enough momentum to actually short this guy here. So except I see something that will change price from this because price already shifted to bearish. All right. So we are on the bears side right now. So on my lower time frame, like 15 minutes, all right, I'm looking for an opportunity to short this guy here. So personally, let me just give you some form of expo here. Let me confirm something. All right. So personally, ideally, I'm looking for price to break this zone. Okay. So when I see price break this zone, I wait for a retracement and then I look for sells somewhere here. Okay. And then I can hold this trade up until this low. Okay. So my minimum risk to reward on any trade has to be 1 to 4. All right. So if I'm risking 1% on any trade at all, okay, I'm going to make at least 4% on that particular trade. Okay. It's as simple as that. Give me a second, guys. Trying to an important message. All right. So what is the next pair that we are looking at? Let me go back to the comment section. Mr. Desmond. Yes, Mr. Igele John. We are going to do US 30 definitely. Okay. So just hold on. You are new here. You're welcome on board, Mr. John. So just stick around. You know what we're about. So the next pair is by Mr. Uppitch. So we are doing USD JPY and NAS 100 now. Okay. So UJ and NAS 100, USD JPY is here. All right. So let's go to the weekly chart. Now, UJ, we can see clearly that UJ is in an uptrend. It's very, very bullish. Okay, so that means the dollar is very, very strong, as we all know. Okay, so this is weekly market structure, bullish. If you go to the daily, let's see what price is doing on the daily, right? Also, price is very, very bullish. We might look for reaction somewhere around here. All right, so this might be a point that we can wait for price to get into the zone and look for buys to continue the bullish momentum. Possibly. Let's check out what's going on the 4 hours. We can get a more refined entry. Okay. So what do we have here? We can see a block of liquidity here. We can see this trend line liquidity. Now these are the trend lines here. This. All right. So that is liquidity that can be grabbed. Now, if the market makers or the composite man was to grab this liquidity into this block of demand, that will serve as enough from buy pressure push to push price to form new highs. So on UJ, confidently to be very confident with the market direction, what I'll wait for is I'll wait for price to enter this block of demand here. Once price enters this zone, I'll look for buy opportunities into the zone. Now, I'm looking for buy opportunity because the dollar is very, very strong now. Okay. The dollar in this case is the base currency, so it makes sense to buy the dollar right now against USD And then if you have been looking at what's it called at how the yen has been doing, the currency has been doing, the yen against the dollar is not actually very, very strong, right? So that's what I'll do for UJ up pips. Let me make this clear. So what I'll wait for, oops, all right. So I'll wait for price to drop a bit. Once it drops over here, I'll look for buy setups to continue the uptrend. So what I'll do is I'll just come here and then set an alert. So once price get into that zone, I will know that I'm supposed to look for buys. Right. So let's check out NAS 100, which is the next pair we're looking at. NAS 100. All right. So what is NAS doing? We'll delete this. So let's check out what's going on NAS on daily. Daily on NAS, we can see price is bearish based on this. All right. Price approaching a supply over here. If you go to, this is the structure, okay, a downtrend. All right, price here is retracing, so possibly this supply might create, a new lower low. So let's confirm what's going on the 4 hours chart. All right, on the 4-hour chart, here's what we want to do on the 4-hour chart. Price has not entered that zone yet. As a matter of fact, I would wait for price to go a bit higher, okay? Because over here is a block of there's liquidity here. We have liquidity here as well. So what I wait for is for price to enter this zone, okay? A more refined zone by sell, okay? Why I'm saying that, because when you zoom in into this zone, remember the concept of buying and selling. All right, so this is a trend line that will be more visible on a lower time frame, but it's there. So you want price to take out all of the liquidity first. This liquidity here and liquidity here. Once that happens, right, that'll give you enough confidence to take the trades that will align into the zone. And when price comes into the zone, always respect market structure. Don't just sell or buy based off of your analysis. You want market structure to favor the direction at which your bias is, right? So if you are selling on a particular time frame, so let's say you're waiting for price to get to a particular point on the 5 minutes chart, a particular zone on the 5 minutes chart, right? So before you take entry, ensure that the market structure is bearish. If you want to buy at a particular point, demand, right? Don't just buy with a blind eye, right? Ensure that price is bullish before you buy, all right? So respect market structure. It is the basics. It is the foundation. Now, most of you guys, why you lose so many trades is because you might have a good analysis, but your entry is just off. And your entry is off because you are not respecting market structure, right? So let market structure be in the direction you want price to be. If you can do that, you'll be able to filter out a lot of bad trades, and then your strike rates will greatly improve. All right. Most of you know what you need to look out for to see a trend shift. Right. So that's Forex 101. Right. So let's go back into the charts. Which other pairs are we looking at? So we are looking at gold. That's by Mr. Richard. So we're looking at gold, and then next we'll look at USD, CNH, and UGBP, and then we'll look at USD 30. So let's check out gold real quick. So what is gold doing? Gold, all right? So gold is here, all right? So personally, I'm looking for gold as well. Gold is one of the sets that I'm looking to trade this particular week. So let me erase all of this. So gold, let's check out what gold is doing on the daily. Now it's very, very um, important to understand. Now, when you look at gold, the issue of gold, you see that gold respects market structure. Okay, if you have a good understanding of market structure, gold is your best buddy, right? Gold follows market structure, right? So, because most people complain that gold is wicked, gold is this, and gold is that. But the truth of the matter is that you were not paying enough attention. That was why you got stopped out, or like you lost money in gold. Right? So if you get the market structure, the direction that gold really wants to go, you know how gold moves very, very, swift and fast. If you are trading in the direction that it wants to go, so you need to be able to spot these footprints so that you catch the moves. Now, what's going on gold? On the daily charts, you can see the macro move here. All right, price is pretty much was doing this. Okay, price was creating lower lows, and then check out what happened on the daily here. What did we see? We can see price broke this lower high. Now, if price truly wants to continue on the downtrend, it's not really break the zone, right? But you can see this large mother candle here, this large bullish candle here, and then the signal for a change of trend is what has happened. This is textbook order flow shift, right? And when things like this happen, right, we are waiting for price to retrace into the extreme demand here. And that is exactly what gold has done. So over here, if you are taking entry just on the higher time frame, it wouldn't really make sense to you. Makes sense because your risk to reward will be very, very small, except you are a position trader and then you are willing to hold this trade over a long period of time. But this setup that has happened right now is a setup for possible change of shift. So we know that gold has given us an opportunity for a bullish entry. So what you want to do to maximize your risk to reward is to go on lower time frame and then look for a very good setup. So when you go on the 4-hour chart, check out what price has done on the 4 hours, right? On this move on the 4 hours, remember our bias on the daily is that we want to buy gold, right? Now check out what gold is doing on the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, all right, gold is still very gold has done this last week. Gold was bearish. That was why a lot of people were entering gold and they were losing money, right? I know people that were entering gold and they lost money. Okay, so gold did this. Now, how will you know that gold, the other flow has shifted on the 4 hours? You can see this this lower high here. Okay, so price breaking the zone. So when this happened, same thing that happened on the daily time frame. So personally, what I'm expecting for gold to do right now, let me delete this, is I want gold to retrace into this zone ultimately. Oops, into the zone. So if gold should do this, right, inside this block of demand here, we are going to see a reaction, okay? Possible reaction over here. But I'm not certain that gold will drop immediately, all right? Because gold mine, because all of this is a block of supply here. So what we might see this coming week is for gold to go up a bit and create liquidity. Okay, we might see some distribution here, and then gold will grab liquidity, and then that's what will send price all the way down into this demand. All right. So personally, I would just wait it out. Right. So what I'm waiting for this coming week is for gold to retrace into this zone. If and when that happens, I'll go to my lower time frame and look for my entry criteria to align. It's as simple as that. So as a matter of fact, what would I do? I'll come here, set my alert, okay, so that when price gets into the zone, I will be notified, and then I'll know exactly what I'm supposed to do. It's as simple as that. Okay, makes sense, guys. If you're getting value, let me know you're getting value. Just type in yes in the chat box if you are getting value. Mr. Joseph, good evening, my brother. How you doing? All right. Type in value if you are getting value in the chat box. Okay, type in value or type in yes. Give me some feedback, guys. The market is ready to do some amazing moves this week, and if you are really sensitive, you will catch a lot of moves this week. All right, you catch a whole lot of moves. All right, so the next thing we are doing is USDCNH. USDCNH. All right, awesome. USDCNH. Let me go to USDCNH. All right, USDCNH. Woo! Awesome. So USDCNH. Give me a second. Okay, so that's the Chinese yuan. So let's go to the weekly. Let's get the overall market direction of this guy. We can see clearly on the weekly, this is bullish, and that's because of the strength of the dollar, right? So it makes sense to only want to look for buys. But let's go to the daily chart and see what price is doing, right? On the daily as well, what are we seeing? Look at the market structure on the daily chart. All right, we are seeing this and we are seeing this. All right, so possible. This is also an uptrend on the daily. Okay, so we have an uptrend market structure on daily, uptrend market structure on weekly. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Let's bring it home. All right, on the 4 hours, what are we seeing on the 4 hours here? So on the 4 hours, we're also seeing price. You can see what price has been doing. All right. So price has been creating higher highs. All right. So this has been happening. Price did this, and then price came up here. Now, I have a theory. What I follow for me to know that a higher high has been formed, a confirmed higher high for an uptrend. So let me quickly do like a recap. So we have something like this: impulse, correction, and impulse. Now, for me to know that this higher high is truly a higher high, what I want to see over here, I want to see a proper break of structure. And by proper break of structure, what I mean is that this candle that formed the higher high, or any candle that formed the higher high, I need the body of the candle needs to close above this this structural zone here. Okay, in this case, this higher high, this previous higher high here. So I need the body of the candle to close above the zone. I don't want to see I don't want to see a wick like something like this. Oops, hold on. Not a week, something like this. All right. I want to see something like this. The body should close and then the wick is on top, just like that. But check out what happened here. Let me delete. Let's check out what happened on this 4-hour chart. Okay. Because my perspective is very, very simple. When I'm looking for trades, I'm looking for my higher time frame perspective is always on the 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour chart, look at what price has done. So this is my break of structure. This is my break of structure. But price, you can see the body of the candle that formed this higher high, all right, did not close above this zone. So for all we know, this might just be a stop hunt or like a liquidity grab of this high. All right. So when I see something like this, I'm always now looking for an opportunity to enter for a change of trend. All right, because price has been bullish over here because the unsuspecting for the unsuspecting trader, you'll be looking to buy somewhere in this zone. All right, so you might be expecting to find buys here, but you might be surprised. All right. Also, another reason that we can look for sales because look at this block of liquidity here. Look at this trend of liquidity. Okay, you have more liquidity here than this place, than for price to go up. All right, so price will most likely come all the way down, grab liquidity, and then that will possibly now be what to shoot price all the way up. All right. So personally, if I'm to trade this particular pair, I'll be looking for an opportunity to short this guy. So if I'm going to short this guy, I'll wait for price to break this zone properly, and then I'll wait for price to retrace into this supply here. I'll wait for price to do this, and then I look for sales. When price gets to a proper demand on like the daily chart, I'll wait for another flow shift, and then I'll also now look for buys to continue that uptrend. Because on the grand scheme of things, on a macro level of USD CNH, price is still very much bullish, but price cannot keep going green candle every time in a bullish market. In a bullish market, there's opportunity for retracement or a pullback or a correction. So maybe what is happening right now is an opportunity for that correction to happen. All right. So that's a counter trend move. So when we are taking counter trend moves, we have to be very, very careful because it's a lot more risky to enter counter trend. All right. So for this particular guy, I'll just wait it out. Okay, I don't have any reason to buy or sell yet. The footprint that I'm waiting for is I want the market makers, the composite man, to have grabbed enough liquidity first, and then I enter when there's little or no liquidity left to be grabbed. All right, and I follow market structure all the way before I take entry. So nothing for me yet on this guy. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay. So someone is asking a question. So this one is asking. Someone is asking, it is true that we cannot be, or is it true that we cannot be free financially trading with a lot size of 0.01 or 0.02? Well, that would depend on your definition of financial freedom, right? But looking at this, it will take you a long time before you can make the kind of money that you want to make. All right. So what to give you financial freedom is when you start trading huge standard lots, like 20 lots, 50 lots, 100 lots. Okay. If you're trading 0.01, you can only make so much, right? But if you are able to trade with 0.01, 0.02, and then consistently you are growing your small capital, right? With the law of compounding, you eventually get to the point that you migrate into mini lots, and then you start using standard lots, right? You just have to be very, very patient for you to get to that level. So there's nothing wrong with starting with 0.01 or 0.02, but you do not want to be at that level for a long time. All right. So if you are still trading with 0.01 or 0.02, you are still very much, a beginner when it comes to forex trading, right? You need to get to a point where you are trading standard lots, right? So that's when you can start making, the money that you want to make. Okay, I hope that makes sense, Mr. Desmond. So you will get there eventually. Just don't give up along the way. Okay. Mr. Joseph is asking, I was caught up in traffic. Yes, automatically, this particular link will give you access to the recording. It's a live session, live YouTube live. So with this link that you're joining with, any time of the day, you can watch it from the beginning again. Okay. All right. You're welcome, Mr. Faze. Rollins, Trader Yvonne. Awesome. Awesome. So Brighton is asking, what is the best time to break even? Do I count the pips that the market has have moved? Break even would depend on your strategy and market structure. I can't really tell. There's no holy grail to break even. Like I always teach, most people that trade in the financial markets, or most people have an issue with take profit. And I always say that you cannot go wrong taking profit. Most people that enter a trade, they want to catch all the market moves, right? If you are taking a trade and then your goal is to catch all the moves, my brothers and sisters, right? You might find yourself being in profit, and then you enter that trade in a loss. So personally, my minimum take profit with my own strategy is 1 to 4. So if my stop loss is 10 pips, right? That trade has to move 40 pips before I either take profit, or I take partials, or I break even. That's just the way my system works for me. I found out that a lot of times price will get to 1 to 4 first before I see a retracement. So I don't know what you are trading with, okay? Because I trade smart money concept. With smart money, easily I can make 1 to 10, 1 to 20, 1 to 30. All right. But if I'm to break even, I'll wait for price to get to 1 to 4 first. That's just my own strategy. Right. For some people, they'll break even when it is 1 to 1, or when it is 1 to 2. All right. For some people, they'll break even when price breaks a particular structure. Okay, so I can't really give you a defined answer. That will depend on what you are trading with and what market structure is at that point in time. All right. So I would say that do your own back testing, know how price has been moving as it relates to your strategy, and decide on what you need to do to break even. Right. So that also has to do a lot with your trade management. Right. So beyond just taking entry, buy or sell entry, you should have defined, management parameters. Okay, know your exit points, know your break even. If you break even, if you want to trail your profits. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Desmond, I think I recall you have been asking this question almost every week now, right? And because of you, I think I went to a platform called Compound Daily, and then I told you that The lot size you use depends on the kind of trader that you are. It depends on the kind of risk that you want to take. Remember the teachings on risk management. I showed you how to use the position size calculator. All right. So let's do it again. I'm going to share my screen in a little bit, and then I'll take you to the platform. So for everybody to learn, there is a platform called the position size calculator. So that calculator is going to help you to know the lot size that you should use, and that will depend largely on the risk. Now, when I mean risk, we are talking about on that particular trade that you're about to take, how much are you willing to lose on that particular trade? Okay, hold on, guys. Let me share the other screen so you see it in a second. Brave tab. All right. All right, so you'll be able to see this particular screen now. So this is the position size calculator. Anybody can check out this. So just search for this keyword on Google, and then Google will bring you to the link on my FX book. So for your question, Mr. Desmond, so I recommend, if you're a Forex trader, you want to have at least two different accounts. One account for your conservative trading. So on your on that account, you are risking maximum of 5% per trade. So you are not looking to grow that account as steadily as possible. And then you have another account where you are trying to flip the hell out of that account. You are doing aggressive trading. Okay, you are trying to turn your $50 to maybe $1,000 in next 1 week. Okay, and that other account is an account that you can afford to lose because you are taking crazy risk. So this calculator will let you know the lot size you use. So let's take a look at how it works. So it will ask you for some questions. So the first question is the currency pair, which is if you are trading, let's say CAD JPY, so you put CAD JPY there, all right? So and your account size $100, right? So it will ask you for your risk ratio. This risk ratio is in percentage. So this is based on your account capital. How much of your capital are you willing to lose on this particular trade? If this trade does not go your way, what is the maximum you feel comfortable losing? All right. So in this case, let's say you are being aggressive now. So let's say you're trying to fill the account. So let's say 20% of your account. So that means you are fine with losing 20% of your $100. That is $20. So if I feel comfortable losing $20, what is the lot size I'm supposed to use, right? So they also ask you for your stop loss. So based on your trade idea, your trade setup, you should know your stop loss in pips. So that's the distance from your entry to your stop loss in pips. So let's say your stop loss, let's say 5 pips. Leave this trade size at 1. Then you click on calculate, and then scroll down, you see it. So for that particular trade setup now, your lot size should be 0.59. So if you use a lot size of 0.59 with stop loss of 5 pips, okay, on your account, if you lose that trade, you will only lose $20. All right. So this would also help you with your psychology and managing your emotions, because I don't see any reason why you should be emotional when a trade is not going your way. Because before you enter a particular trade, you should know how much you are willing to risk or lose on that trade. So there's no point. Okay. And if you have a good strategy, even if you lose a trade, it should not really affect you, because you know the average win rate of your strategy. I hope I'm communicating, guys. So this will also help you to never enter a trade that you don't know how much you're willing to risk, and never put yourself in a scenario where you don't have an exit point, and then you are once price passes your stop loss, you are now waiting for price to retrace. You are hoping that price is going to retrace. Now, guys, that is no longer trading. That is now gambling. You are just gambling your money away. All right. So before you enter a particular trade, you want to know your exit. Where are you going to exit? Stick to it. You have a trade plan. You have a strategy. Never trade outside the confines of your trading strategy. Right? You need to have a robotic mindset towards trading, just like like an expert advisor or a trading robot would do, right? When we code a trading robot, a trading system, you've told it to exit at a particular point. So whether that bot is losing or not, it will exit at the prescribed take profit and stop loss. You also want to have that kind of robotic mindset, because that is how you will win consistently on the long run. All right. So stick to your trading rules, to your game plan, and then you'll be fine. So, Mr. Desmond, this is how you know the lot size that you should use. It's based on your account capital, and it's based on the risk you're willing to take on that trade. It's also based on the stop loss, that is your entry and your exit. I hope that answered your question, Mr. Desmond. Let me know in the chat box if that is clear. All right, good. So we are here to do yes, and then we'll check out US 30 next. So let's check out Euro GBP real quick then. So let me go back into let me go back to the chart. All right, so let's check out UGBP real quick. So UGBP is a pair. So this is a pair that I traded last week Friday. So I took an entry on this, a very, very risky entry by the way, but let's analyze it. So UGBP, let's check out what's going on the daily. So on daily, on UGBP, what do we have? Okay, we can see price trending up, this uptrend here. All right, and then we can see a trend change here. So what do you see price doing? You are seeing price break this zone, retrace, lower low form, and then price is now also retracing. Price is in a supply, is in a daily supply. All right, so we're expecting price to actually drop. All right, so to drop from this zone. So what we can see price do is this coming week either drop or go up a bit and eventually drop. All right, but overall, on the grand scheme of things, on the daily chart, Euro GBP is bearish, because price on daily, the structure on daily has given us a clue that the bears are in control, right? So if we know that, let's go to the 4-hour time frame and let's find confluence, right? Let's find a reason to short on lower time frame. All right, so when we go to lower time frame, which is the 4 hours, so what I'll wait for is for price to also be bearish on 4 hours. But right now, what do we have? We can see that price is, obviously still bullish. So the only thing that makes sense right now on Euro GBP on the 4 hours is to look for buys in this zone. So price is already in a demand, all right? So this coming week, it makes sense to look for buys here. But ultimately, price is in a daily supply. So what might happen this coming week is simple, all right? So price might react at this demand here, create a new high, and then that will grab liquidity here, and then price will break the zone, retrace, and then price will do this. Okay, so this is a very, very possible move that may happen. So if this does not happen, we might just see a huge, a strong move that will break this zone. So we might see this break. If this break happens, we'll see a retracement and then price will do this. All right. So that's what I think you people would do. But right now, where price is, it makes sense to look for buys. Okay, because price is in a demand, is in a 4-hour demand. The structure has not shifted to bearish yet. Even though on the higher time frame, on daily, price is bearish, but on a lower time frame, the structure, you are in an uptrend, and you want to trade in the direction of the trend. All right. So right now, in the 4-hour chart, price is in a point where structure-wise is a demand zone, and that's enough momentum needed to push price up. So I will look for opportunity to buy inside this zone. So Mr. Fees, I'll look for buys here. So you go on a lower time frame and then look for a buy opportunity. So possibly this might be what will happen on lower time frame. So this is a 15-minute chart, for example, right? So you're not wait for price to break this. This is so price already reacting at this supply. So you might see price do this coming week. Probably break this zone. Okay, we trace into, so here's a demand here. And then you buy. So you can buy into this zone. So possible risk reward that you might have on this guy if you're just trading on this. But if you go on like a 1 minute time frame, you get a good risk reward. Okay. So possible. Hold on. Risk reward. This doesn't make sense. I'm buying. I'm buying here. Okay, good. So from here to here, so possible 1 to 6, 1 to 7 risk to reward. All right. Is that clear, Mr. Afi Salami? So let's check out USD 30 real quick. I know somebody asked for USD 30, US 30 rather. Let's check out US 30. Let me show that was done. Good. So US 30, let's go to the weekly. All right. So US 30 on the weekly, we can see that price is obviously bearish, and price is actually at a supply over here. So on the grand scheme of things, on weekly, we're expecting price to react here. Okay, maybe create some inducement here, and then price will continue and form a lower low. All right, we don't know that yet. Let's check out what's going on the daily chart. On daily chart, all right. So if we refine it, we might see a reaction. Let me delete this. You might see a reaction at this flip here, or price will react here. So these are the two zones that price will react. So we might see price drop from here, or we see price go all the way up here and then drop. Because right now, if you check out what's going on the daily, okay, over here, if you check out the market structure here, price is obviously bullish. All right. So before we can look for sells, even though we know that on a higher time frame, price is at a supply, right? On this particular time frame, you should still look for opportunity to you want to wait for an order flow shift from what? From this bullish that it is to bearish. All right. So I don't have a reason to short yet because the strength of this guy on the daily is still with the bulls. So it will be very, very risky to trade against the bulls. All right. You don't want to do that. So possibly we might see price take out. So this is a trend line liquidity over here on the daily. So possibly we'll see price take out this liquidity here. This liquidity. We'll see price take this out and then taking it out into this supply. So when price gets into this zone, you look for sells. All right. So personally, I'll be confident looking for sells inside the zone. Okay. Let's check out what 4 hours is doing. The same thing on the 4 hours, as you can see. Price is very much bullish. You can see price is creating higher highs on the 4 hours. It does not make sense to sell. If you want to take entry based on this uptrend, you want to look for buys, all right? So in looking for buys, you want to wait for price to possibly retrace into this point and then you buy it up. So that's what I think price might want to do. It's as simple as that, guys. So my brother asked for USA 30. So this is what I'll do. If I'm going to follow the trend right now, the trend is very much bullish. So I'll wait for a retracement into this block of demand here. Or if I want to sell it, I'll wait for price to come into this zone before I sell. It's as simple as that. Okay, let me check the charts. All right. So I think I've checked out all the pairs, right? If I've not checked out your pair, just reply in the chat box and then call it a night redundancies. Okay, so do we still have any pair that we want to check out? Type it in the chat box. We should be out of here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. All right, guys. Again, this week it's going to be amazing. All right. So 2 things would happen this week. Is either you make money or you lose money. All right. So do your best to be on the winning side. Like I always tell you, all right. You need education to be able to solve this market profitably. All right, education. We cannot overemphasize the importance of education, the importance of mentorship. Right. Most of us right now we want to make money in the financial markets, but we don't want to learn. Right. Meanwhile, a lot of us are maybe in the university right now. You are going to spend the next 4 years or the next 2 years studying to get a job or like to start a business. You are actively paying. So you are patient enough to pay every semester for 3 years, for 4 years to get a job. But you cannot devote time, money to the Forex market for 6 months to 1 year, and then you start making something that has the potential to make much more than what you might make in your future job. All right. So what will separate you from the losers to the camp of the winners is education and mentorship. All right. So I've got a mentorship program that I recommend you to be a part of. There's a link scrolling below the screen right now. sobiokunoga.com/mentorship. Right. So I recommend, if you want to be profitable, you need to actually dump retail concepts that you are used to and start trading institutionally. Start trading with the footprint of the market makers. Okay. you need to learn actively about supply and demand, learn about liquidity, right? Learn about Wyckoff and all of those, good stuff. So all of this is what you will learn in the mentorship program. And in the program, you would have access to a training library. Number one, you get access to weekly one-on-one, just me and you, weekly one-on-one session, okay, whereby I clarify things for you as you are watching the video on the library, right? You can schedule a weekly session. So now that in the community we are about just about 30 people, we are still very, very small, and then the goal is to have at least 1,000 people in the community in the next 6 months to 1 year. We are still very, very small right now, so this is a good time to exhaust all of the benefits, especially the one-on-one sessions that you get. Now, as we are growing, we might not be able to give weekly one-on-one session, but we can still do that right now. So this is a good time to be a part of what we are doing. So you have training library, you get access to all of the courses, okay, and updated courses, videos on how to trade profitably. You get access to one-on-one time with me every week. You get access to a trade setups group, right, where I'll be posting my trade setups for the week. You get access to a support chat group whereby you can ask questions and get feedback to everything that you are doing, right? Also, every week we will start doing weekly live sessions just like this on Mondays, on Wednesdays, and on Friday. As a community, as a team, we are doing live trading. We are analyzing the market together 3 times a week. So in the community now, tomorrow we're having a session tomorrow. We will have on Wednesday, and then we'll have on Friday. So you'll be immersed properly into the world of forex trading, and then you understand what you're doing, right? So being a part of the mentorship program is just $100 to be a part of it, and then trust me, you make back the money 10 times, 10 times over. All right. So let me check the comment section real quick. Hold on. So we have. Yeah, Mr. Richard. Good analysis. Yeah, thank you. Good. All right, guys. So the link is right there, or you can just chat me up, and then I'll walk you through how you can be a part of the mentorship. All right. So in the absence of any questions, I've had an amazing time analyzing with you. I love analysis, right? Like I always tell you guys, you need to spend time on the chart by yourself, right? Screen time, chat time. You are the chart. You must develop a bond with the chart. As abstract as the chart is, this is what you need. This is your business, right? Someone that will make money from his business, you have to actually love that business, right? So you need to love looking at this green and red candle. It's boring, honestly. Forex trading is one of the most boring things that you can do. I tell people that forex trading is the hardest prof- is the hardest profession in the world. It is the hardest way to make easy money. All right. But when you understand it, the reward outweighs the effort. Okay. It's amazing, the kind of lifestyle that we can live when we truly understand this forex market. All right. Mr. Fees, Euro. Okay. Let's do Euro card. So this will be the last pair for tonight, and then we'll wrap it up. All right. So let's check out Euro card real quick for Mr. Fees. For Mr. Fees. So Euro card. So this is also a pair I think I was looking at last week. So let's check what's going on the daily chart. So this is Euro card real quick. So what do we have on Euro card? We can see on the daily. So let me start from the weekly so we have a good perspective. All right. So you can see price is actually in a general downtrend. And then we can see price has retraced into a block of supply here. So on a macro level, what we might be seeing is something like this, and then for price retrace here, and then this there'll be distribution here that will form a lower low. All right. So we are in on the weekly a supply zone, right? So let's go to the daily chart. Good. So daily, look at the structure of the market into the daily, into the structure of the on daily, the structure into that supply. Uh, Check it out. You can see price changing trend here. So price is bullish. We have a bullish move here. All right. And then what do we have? Same thing that I explained to you about what I want to look for when I'm looking for trends. So you can see here, price did not break this high. The body of the candle did not close above this. So this is not a, I don't validate this as a high yet. So a lot of times what this kind of structure indicates that there's about to be a possible reversal. And of course, we are also in a higher time frame supply. This zone here is a supply. And in a supply, that means we are looking to sell. So on the weekly charts, this zone is a supply zone. Now on the daily charts, we should expect price to want to shift momentum from bullish to bearish, right? So that's what I think daily wants to do here. So what you wait for on the daily right now is to see a shift, right? So this is, you want this demand zone to fail here. So I wait for price to break this zone. Once that break happens, you wait for the retracement. Okay, retracement possibly into this zone, right? And then we look for opportunity to sell over here. So for Eurocard, I wouldn't. I'll just wait it out. Honestly, I don't have any reason to buy or sell anything on this guy. All right. So even if you go to the 4 hours, what do we have on the 4 hours? Okay. So we know that price. So on the 4 hours now, let's say a possible setup on the 4 hours. So let me delete this. So look at the structure on the 4 hours. So we are saying this. Okay, now when you understand market structure, honestly, your work is 50% easier, regardless of your trading strategy. If you can understand the structure of the market and the fractal nature of the market, you understand, you'll be able to interpret the market. Guys, take tonight and tomorrow to research on the fractal nature of the market. Let me write it down. The fractal. Let me write it in capital letter. Okay, this might be somebody's miracle. The fractal nature of the market. Okay, so if you get revelation on the fractal nature of the market, your work is 50% done. All right, so take time out tonight, latest tomorrow, and do this. You'll be very thankful. All right, so let me put this somewhere. All right, so on the 4 hours, what do we have here? So we are saying this price already broke. Price broke this zone here. Okay, you can see price broke this demand zone here, and then we are seeing a retracement into the supply. All right. So right now, what I think price is going to do is very, very simple. You might see price come up a bit, into the zone and then sell. All right. So for Euro card, let me go to 15 minutes and be very, very clear. All right. So price already took off actually, but I wouldn't know the best time. So if price should come up here a bit, this is the 15 minutes chart. We wait for price to come up here a bit. Why do I want to come up? Because this is liquidity over here. If price should come up and grab liquidity here, you also need to wait. Don't just jump into the market. Wait for the structure to shift from bullish to bear, because when price is coming up into this zone like this, if price should do this, okay, you can see this is a clearly bullish structure. It wouldn't make sense to just sell. You want to wait for price to break structure, all right? Once that break happens, okay, wait for the retracement and then you sell. It's as simple as that. But also take into consideration the story on the higher time frame. Remember, we started from the weekly, then we went to the daily, then to the 4 hours. Overall, on a macro level, price is in a weekly supply. Then on the daily chart, price is about to shift from bullish to bearish on the daily chart. So right now, your bias right now is to look for solid sell opportunity that will influence the shift that we are expecting on the daily. All right, it's as simple as that. All right. So I think we are done for tonight. All right. I think we're done for now. So we have been here for a little bit over an hour, I guess. All right. So I hope you guys learned something tonight, and I wish us all the very best in this new trading week. It's going to be an awesome week for you guys. I want to believe so. I wish you all the very best. Always take high probability setups. Don't be in a hurry to make a quick buck in the market. All right. Wait for perfect setups. Let all your confluence align. Okay. Don't be in a hurry. If you lose a trade, don't let it affect you. Don't get emotional. Don't revenge. Don't try and revenge and make money from the market like as a revenge. If you get that kind of mindset, you will keep losing your money to the market. Again, money moves from the hands of the impatient trader to the hands of the patient. You also need to understand that the majority of people that trade in the foreign exchange markets do not make money. Only 1% of people make money. So if you see 10 people right now, just one person from 10 people are really making money in the foreign exchange market. So if you are not disciplined, if you cannot adhere to your trading strategy, if you don't have good psychology, you cannot last in this market, right? The market would always, win, just like the casino will always win at the end of the day. All right. But if you are very, very strategic, if you have a plan, you have a system, even if you lose, at the end of the day, you would also start operating like the first market or like the casino, that at the end of the day, you would always end up in profit. And then you can actively sustain your finances income based on the proceeds of the foreign exchange market. All right. So, guys, I'll see you next week. For people in the mentorship platform, I'll see you tomorrow. So, we'll have our first session before London session tomorrow, and then we'll analyze the market together. All right, guys, adios. Let's have a remarkable trading week. God bless you all, guys. Cheers.